Hello, I'm Richard Hooper, and this is SatTV Week. Now, I'm pleased to be joined by Don Claussen, CEO of ST Engineering iDirect. Don, pleasure to see you again.
You as well.
Now, we're here at CABSAT, and you've just signed an important agreement with Arabsat. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Sure. So we just signed an agreement with Arabsat to expand their ability to deliver broadband connectivity to underserved markets. As we know, this region in particular, it's hard to get that last mile of infrastructure out to provide broadband connectivity. So we just signed an agreement to expand that footprint. And the great thing about that deal is the equipment and the technology they're going to install is ready for intuition. So it will deliver the services needed today and will be upgradable to deliver the future services that are needed at a later date.
So how big a problem is it delivering services in the region to some people?
Yeah, so it's not just this region. You know, we're in the Middle East right now. It's really pervasive throughout the world. And I think that's why satellite is new again, is that not even last mile. Sometimes it's more than that. That connectivity that you can't get, whether it's 3G or 4G or 5G, we need cellular backhaul. We need broadband connectivity. It's really hard and it's too expensive to run fiber or put up new towers. So satellite fills that gap very nicely. And this Arabsat deal that we just signed a few minutes ago, it really helps extend that connectivity to those who don't have connectivity, schools, governments, direct to home, you know, all of those people that really need this connectivity that can't get it through traditional means.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question here without you starting laughing. Why did they choose ST?
Well, I mean, ST has a rich history of providing quality products that provide high throughput in the most critical situations. So we have a reliable product line of communications products. And also we have a product line that is upgradable to Intuition, which is our next generation platform, which is going to bring all of those capabilities that are going to be required over the next 3, 5, and 10 years.
Now, you've mentioned Intuition twice now. You launched it earlier in the year. How is it developing?
It's coming along nicely. As I talked about at Satellite this year, we'll release our first Intuition product, as we'll call it, in Q3 of this year. I'm very happy with the way the team is progressing. It's progressing nicely. The most important part is we're having conversations with our customers on how do they migrate. And I think that's something that we haven't done well as an industry over the past 20 years, is really have a conversation with our customers of how do they migrate over time so that their service levels aren't affected as they go through the upgrade process.
Now, looking forward, there's always disruptors in this industry. What are the challenges you see moving forward?
I think the biggest challenge right now is being able to bring all of the satellite connectivity options together. So the market is disrupted. There's not disruption, it's disrupted. We have new entrants. We have more capacity on orbit, which is changing the pricing dynamic of access, which is bringing more users in. So we've got a volume of users that are going to come into the network that haven't been because of those prices coming down. We have new capabilities that we didn't have before, because if you think about it this way, with those new capabilities, we only had stovepipe systems. We didn't have to operate across orbits or terrestrial and satellite. Now we have to. So the real challenge is, how do we bring it all together and make it seamless for the operator so they can operate the network, but more importantly, so it's abstracted from the customer and they just get the access they need when they need it, and they don't know which route they're taking, right? And I think that's what's expected in the future.
Now, last question. We're here in the Middle East. The world is a difficult place at the moment, but how do you see the Middle East as a key market for you?
It's a very important market for us because we started the conversation about the lack of connectivity options. And if you think about the EMEA region, which includes Africa, you have a growing population that doesn't have the access that we're used to in Europe or America. And it's critical that we expand access for schools, governments, and for people to basically where we can level the playing field, where everybody has the access they need for educational purposes or just regular business transactions. So the Middle East is very important to us, commercially and from a defense perspective.
Don, as always, a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.